your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We're about a half hour late today. Happens. Guilty as charged. I spilled my coffee all over the couch today. I put my coffee on the same coffee table every single day. I'll show you guys it sometime. Next time we do a live halftime or something. Put my coffee there every morning when I'm doing my 7 free picks. I have a card just like this that I do my 7 free picks on. I put it on my computer and I start writing the picks. And I just reach over. I'll grab my coffee once in a while. And I hit the arm of the couch and the coffee went everywhere. So nothing fun about that.
And not a black couch either.
Yep.
Nice white couch, Mitch. Wow.
Joe asked me before the show if I have like an expression that I yell. Joe's got lighting issues, so she looks like she's in the movie Ghost. But
sorry about
it's all right. It's
if I scoot to this way a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the sun is just, or something's just coming right at you there. So
it just all of a sudden started coming in. I noticed it wasn't like this before.
I gotta get you some blackout shades. I got mine at Target for like $25.
I have shades. I keep forgetting to close them because I'm a sun baby and I forget. And then I see myself on screen and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's
so I apologize, you guys.
I have in the studio, I have some fancy shades with a remote control, but like because the lighting changes throughout the day and those shades are not blackout, yeah. I went to Target and I just have these really ugly blackout shades. They don't even match because they didn't even. I needed 3 of them, and they didn't have 3 of the same ones at the Maui Target. So I have two different kinds, but they do the trick. And anyways. But
I have nice blue blackout ones.
Joe asked me what I yell when I spill something. Like, what's my explanation? What's my exclamation? And mine is my wife's name, Carrie. that's generally mine. And so we don't get mad. I mean, it's part of life. Drop things, whatever. It's like burn things. Things happen.
Good for you.
Yeah, we've never lived in a house where we haven't had like some sort of major disaster. So it's, we're pretty much used to it at this point. In this house, our sink, the pipe behind the kitchen sink cracked and water went underneath all of our hardwood floors, and we had to have the entire flooring of the house ripped out. Of our entire living room and kitchen. Yeah.
No, that's awful.
And redone. Yeah.
That's a disaster.
Oh, it was a disaster. There was nothing fun about it. And it was just, it happens. It's part of life, and, you deal with it. It's like, I didn't like, I don't like dealing with those restoration companies. They're like, we're going to rip out everything. I'm like, you guys are going to rip out nothing except for the floor. I'm like, they wanted to rip out like all the cabinets and everything. It's like, you might do that at some place where, the kitchen, where you have a different type of kitchen than I have. It's like, you're not ripping out my cabinets. I'd rather, I'll call in someone that really knows what they're doing and have them go around the outside of the house and bust a hole in the house and fix the pipe on that side and then redo the outside of the house. It would be way cheaper than putting in a new kitchen. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
and a lot less hassle. These people are just clueless. But, Joe and Chris doing those NHL parlays. Got soccer parlays now, and 6-1 on my 7 free picks in just 5 minutes yesterday. People say I should put my record, and I know that the guys from that other, Calling Austin's, whatever, he puts his record every day or whatever. It's like, I always come from the school, it's like, act like you've been there before. It's kind of like, to me, it's like, you guys tell me when I'm good and when I'm not good. So it's like, that to me goes a lot further than me saying it. And I guess if I need to say it, then I'm not doing it well enough. But maybe I should start saying it. 6-1 yesterday. I won.
A lot of people like that. They do. I think a lot of people think because there's so many people in the industry that just like scream whenever they have a winning day, that when you don't scream that you had a winning day, that maybe you had a losing day. I don't know. I really don't know what people's impression is.
I don't know. I've never done it that way.
I don't think you need to start. I think you take the higher road.
I don't know. So yeah, the other thing that happened to me, and you can only imagine how this thing went, right?
Uh-oh.
So like I was telling Joe, I need a new pen, right, for the studio. I only have one pen really. I have like in the studio, I have these cheap plastic crappy pens. I can't stand them. You can see the ink is on my hands. It's like these. I can't use these cheap pens. I just can't do it. It's like people probably don't realize it, but it's like, when you write, you get like ink all over you and all this other stuff. And it's like when you use good pens and stuff, it really doesn't happen. So it's like I have one pen really that I use 99.9% of the time. But it's like now that I'm doing the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes, I use the pen a lot more than I have been in a while.
Yeah.
And on the show, I write things down. So it's I need another one. So I went on eBay and I figured I'll save a couple $100 right now, help somebody out that needs a pen. So I asked someone, they said, make an offer, right? And I said, what do you want for the freaking pen? So I tell them, and I say, okay, all right. I make an offer. They say, no. I said, well, what do you want? They say, tell me. And then, turns.
Is this a new pen? Used pen?
It's new.
Okay.
New pen. It's new in the box.
Okay.
It's new in the box. I don't want somebody else's bad vibes, If
I know that you don't like used. So
no,
I just have
no
to
way. Because you don't know where that pen has been, And I don't mean like in that way. I mean like, what if like the pen was like in a divorce settlement, like they argued over this freaking pen, or like I don't want any of those bad juju. We got enough that we got to worry about. We don't need just somebody else's bad juju. It's like you don't know where this has been. Like used watches, used stuff. I just don't do it. But this person. It's like they said so. They say like whatever. I said okay, and then it's like they're one of those people that email you back like every 2 days. And then but it's that, like and then they come back and they're like, no, well I'm just gonna leave it out there. I'm like, well looking at what they're going for, you're probably going to get less than that. Now they're all mad at me. You're a jerk. They are. Whatever. And I'm like, well, you just said this is what you wanted for it. I said, okay. And you said no. It's like, and I'm the jerk, as always, right? I'm always, one thing I've learned is I'm always the jerk. Yeah. I'm always the bad guy, right? It's always me giving something for free, someone doing something totally inappropriate and unacceptable, me reacting to that, making me the bad guy, right? It's like
doesn't make sense.
It's the story of my life, and I'm okay with it at this point. I really am. It's like if you're gonna make a difference, and I think the moral of the story is, and my wife says this to me all the time: if you're gonna make a difference in this world in anything that you do, and if that's gonna be who you are, which is who I am, right?
Yeah.
Then there's going to be people that don't like you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're not always going to look like the good guy because you're willing to say the things that aren't easy to say. Like the people from the Sharp Rank app, It's like I had to tell them, I don't want to be on your app if you have Doc Sports on there because I don't want to be associated with those guys in any way whatsoever because we're not in the same business. Right? Yeah. We're in the honesty, integrity, everything above bar business. These guys won't even show you the picks from yesterday. They just say this was our record, but they don't show it on their website. They certainly have the tech ability to do it, right? They've been in business for 40 years, right? In 40 years, you couldn't figure out how to put your picks on the website. I call bull crap. We did it in 2 months at PickDawgz. Yeah. These things are readily available, and they have a full-time tech person. So they could easily do it. They don't do it for a reason, And it's like, if you're not willing to be transparent, then you aren't part of the same business that I am.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
you can go back
you're
and
hiding
look at
something
our picks from 3 months ago and read
3
the write-up
years.
and everything.
You can go back since the day the site started.
Yeah.
It's like the people that don't do that or unwilling to do that have something to hide. And it's like, I don't want to be part of that. We could say what our record is to anybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Breaking news. I don't know if it's breaking news, Mills, but it's news nonetheless. 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Mills with Brad Francis. I don't know how many people tune in live, but my guess is that once this show catches on, it's the type of show that once it catches on, it's going to be pretty good. And I think Joe should hit the record button on her soundboard as well, and we could podcast this thing out too.
Yeah, I can actually, from my system that I use, I just can download the audio too, the audio file separately. So, and send that over to you.
Yep.
Or upload it, or do whatever we do.
No, we'll create a new podcast.
Yep.
A new one.
Works.
We don't want it with.
Yeah, Eric, I wish I was in Florida. I just have nice sun shining in right now. Florida would be a nice place this time of year.
But anyways, back to what I was saying is that, when people say these things about me, and I know it, I know there are people that don't like me and say that I'm this and that and everything. But I will say, no one will say I'm dishonest. Nobody. And, nobody will say that I'm a coward and I'm afraid to just take a stand. And just because you're afraid to take a stand and you don't say what's wrong, it doesn't make you a better person. It makes you a coward. That's really, I've had business relationships fail with my old business partner. I've had other things all on the same premise. It's like, just because you are unwilling to take a stand and to fight what's wrong and to stand for what you believe in, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a horrible person. It makes you someone who's not a coward and who's willing to accept whatever the consequences are of that. Because I'm not doing that if it's not something I believe in. And it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be in a business deal or something with somebody who's going to lie to me, Yeah. And it's like, I'm not going to work with liars. I'm not going to work with scumbags. But you can it's always, but we'll make so much money. I don't want your money. I had a stack of checks that Doc Sports had written me. I never cashed any of them. I could show them to you in the other room.
Yeah.
It's like I worked with them, I was, a new person, whatever. I could show you a stack of checks I never cashed. You can ask them. I don't want your freaking money. You guys are sleazy. Do not do business the right way because you do not show your records transparently. You do not show it on your website when you fully have the ability to do so, and you do that for a reason. And none of your handicappers are on any other sites because then they would have to show their record.
Yeah.
And then these guys from the app, from the Sharp Rank, they're saying, well, that's what they're using us for. I said, no, they're using you for something else. Like basically they tag us in all of their posts, right? So it's like they're using us because they tag like people like us in their post to show these guys on there. Seriously ridiculous, It's like, I don't know, Joe, it's super frustrating, but it's the way that I've lived my entire life. So it's like, I'm used to it at this point, and I like the guys from the Sharp Rank, but they're sellouts. They're sellouts. And they could say, oh, well, we use this algorithm and we have we have a way where they enter the picks and all this stuff. Well, if it doesn't correlate to the information on their website of the person, then what business do they have being on the same website as us? Zero. We don't want to be with people with information. You can't correlate it, the records to anything or anything like that because they don't give you the information. They just say it. We'll just say it. I was 3-0 in the NBA yesterday, but I was actually 7-0 because I just said so. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Absolutely is.
Stupid. I hate it. It's the things I hate about this industry, The people that's why I don't like the twappers, right? The people on Twitter. It's like the Twitter cappers, the twappers, right? It's like it's zero accountability. Zero, Put your face out there, you coward. Put it out. Put yourself out there. It's like, what are you hiding?
Oh, absolutely. And even you see that on Instagram too. You start to get, you might know this person kind of thing. And it's because they're following one of your other accounts under something different. It's like, oh, wow. So they're just logos, right? They're not faces. They're just, I don't know. Makes no sense. So shout out to everyone that has their face out there doing this and is honest in this industry.
Yeah, I don't know. I was super disappointed in the guys from Sharp Rank, and will no longer be part of what they do because I don't believe in what they do at all. You work with people like that, you've lost all credibility. And you could say, oh, they enter their picks and we have a system where we get their picks from their whatever. I don't care. Yeah. You know, I don't care. Anyone that's ever done the three, things at Docs, they email you till you're dead, call you, right, till you're dead.
Yeah.
Believe
Definitely
me,
someone we don't want to be.
If there's nothing in it for Wade Mosman, he ain't doing it, because he does not give, anything. Zero when it goes the other way. It's never a two-way street. He only does deals that are a one-way street. Yeah. I know him. He's on my do not trust list. Anyways, that's how my week's
Chris
gone
Ruffalo
so far.
Is keeping his shirt on today. Oh man, Chris scared us yesterday. He told us I'm fucking crazy if he hit one of these hat tricks. He was coming on shirtless and then realized what he said. So everyone out there, Chris Ruffalo will not be shirtless on fucking crazy today. But yeah, Mitch, it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? It's been a heck of a week already. And tonight I have my meeting, so we'll find out more about the betting tools. And also, we have some really big stuff going on here, like really big. That I can't. I just I've known about it for a while, and I can't say it, so it makes it terrible. And I hate being one of those people. I can't. I got something really big, but I can't tell you what it is. But you guys will find out, and it'll happen. It'll happen soon enough. But in the meantime, we're gonna stuff you with tons of free new betting tools and exciting things that are coming out, live betting stuff. And of course, with baseball, we went over a ton of stuff yesterday, and I did it again on the betting tool show where we looked at what betting big favorites on the run line, what that does for you over the long term. We saw it yesterday, and I thought that was of all the betting tools segments that I've done. Yesterday's betting tool show and what we did here on our show, I thought were some of the best betting tool stuff that we've done. And there was no tools actually giving out picks or anything. These were just looking at betting strategies and just how horrible these are, that are generally perceived to be something more. And those of you that missed that yesterday and have no idea what I'm talking about, basically what we did is we looked at a chart of the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros playoff teams from last year. And we looked at what betting them on the money line every single game. So Dodgers won 107 games last year, almost 66% of their games. And if you bet them every single game, if you bet $10 on them every single game, you lost $50 for the year, winning 65% of your games. Over 65, 66, right? It was like close to 66% of your games. That is an impossible way to make a living. And if you think that you saved yourself by betting them on the run line instead, you actually lost 100 and something bucks if you bet them on the run line every single game. They won 107 games. It's like, you cannot make money. 107 and 52. And if you bet them every game, you lost. It is, it's unbelievable, right? And it was like the run line chart was so ugly. That run line chart on the Dodgers was about the ugliest thing. You lost $120 if you bet the Dodgers, who won 107 games last year. I mean, here's the progression. I mean, I just can't even get past it. I just thought it was so strong, right? So let's see.
Well, and this is why when people tell you, they went 66% betting the Dodgers, people don't understand that they actually lost. That's what people have to wrap their head around, right?
When people tell you,
they give you these records saying that this is what they did.
When people tell you their record, like as opposed to their units, okay? Here's the Dodgers. They won 107 and 60. So they're whatever games over 500, right? 40 games over 500 when you look at record-wise. But here's this ugly, ugly chart where you went negative before you even got out of mid-April. And you never got positive again for the entire season. You were above water So you were above water a total of 6 days out of the entire season last year if you bet the Dodgers run line every single game. This is the chart, and these are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers, and they do not lie.
Yep.
You can manipulate a record, and you can do all those things. But there it is. If you bet the Dodgers run line every single game, and the other team, the Yankees, Garrett Cole, the Yankees, run line, death trap. You actually made it above water again. It took you all season to get there. So the Yankees, you were above water on opening day. You won. You won like less than $10 on opening day. Yeah. But you never got above water again until mid-September. And then if you didn't bail then, it was the end of the world for you as you fell right off of a cliff and lost 100 units. You were down as many as 120. And then maybe if you had the guts, you got back on the horse and stayed with it. But then you rode it right back into the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, these are just ugly, ugly, ugly charts. Oh, Brian's picked to win the World Series. The New York Mets. Here they are on the run line. Oh, my God. Whoa, man. They were above water for $5 for 2 days the entire season.
Oh, damn.
I mean, look at these things. I love this. Like, I mean, and here's the bad teams. We know. Oh, the Phillies, Bryce Harper and company. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. Aaron Nola, Bryce Harper. And, who's the other pitcher that they have? The guy from the Mets. It was like, it's Zach, whatever. It's like, they're all named Zach. Look at this. They were never above water the entire season.
Wow.
All you did was lose money, and it went from bad to worse, and it ended on the lowest point of the entire year. You lost 200 units. 191. Zach Wheeler. Yeah, people loving Zach Wheeler on the run line. Aaron Nola on the run line. You got cracked. Look at this. You never made money. The entire season, you were never up if you bet the Phillies run line. Now, this is if you bet every single game, and not everybody takes every single game, but we know there are people out there that do.
Oh,
I always bet the Dodgers run line. I always bet. And people criticize me in the comments. You just never take the Dodgers. You just never take the Dodgers. You know why I never take the Dodgers? Because here's the money line on the Dodgers, which is not as bad as the run line, but still, it's a quick way to lose. Look at
your whole bankroll. Yeah, that's for sure.
If you rode the Dodgers, you could have got bailed in August and rode them all the way into the dirt. Right here, you won $8.10. They beat the Phillies.
Of course they did.
and you're only getting $7. Here they are beating the Giants finally.
Yeah.
And here's a high point, beating Washington 5-1. You bet $10, you made $7. Here's another one. You bet $10, you made $8. This is against Washington Nationals. They beat the Giants. At this point, the Giants were really good. So this was in the postseason. So you made $7, $9. And then here they are losing to beating the Braves finally in one of those postseason games, the last win that they had of the entire season. You made $7.50 with Walker Buehler. Congratulations.
Jeez, hey?
It is a tough, tough way to make a living. Tough way.
Yep.
I love looking at these charts. I think they're just amazing. It's on Sports Chat Plays under the profitable teams. And we have all the sports covered there. So it's not just baseball, but I think that baseball is super interesting. Even has college football on here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's got everything, Like, we looked at the Lakers yesterday, right? Or did we look at the Lakers on here, or did I do it on my other show?
We looked at the Lakers on here.
Oh.
So
yeah.
And they lost again last night.
How about the Utah Jazz, who had the best record in the NBA last year?
Yeah, let's look at the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, why not? While we're here, we're already way off topic and anyway, so we're a half hour off topic. It's awesome.
That's okay. I think everyone is getting so much information here.
I think, to me, and this is the direction that I'm going, and, take it as you wish, everybody out there, but I'd way rather teach you guys how to bet than just give you picks. I'd way rather teach you these basic strategies, to start your betting, and then you can take the picks and do it them as you wish. But if you guys can, if we can all together, this helps me too. If we all improve our basic strategy of what we're doing, and just, I say this to Bitler all the time, and I say it in a half joking way. And I mean, you guys don't see what, what goes on behind the scenes. Sometimes I'm mad at Brian. Most of the time we're okay, and I appreciate him, and I don't say that enough, but because then it will go to his head. But
yeah, well,
I tell Brian, like, when he gets into these funks, which he does, he gets super set in his ways, and you guys have seen it on the shows before, and where he just can't get off these certain things, and it's just like, do the exact opposite. Just think whatever your best thoughts are, your very best ideas, and do the exact opposite. And you ever see the Seinfeld where they do the opposite, where George does the opposite of everything? It's like, I'm gonna have a chicken salad on bread with tea instead of like tuna salad and toast with coffee. And it's like, and he does the exact opposite, and that's how he gets the job with the Yankees.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, and but if you look here, like at the Utah Jazz, which are one of the best teams in the NBA, but here they are on the money line. Let's see. Here are the Utah Jazz on the money line. And look at this ugly chart. I mean, you've never been above water once again all season long with the Utah Jazz.
It's crazy.
And it's like, if you go here and you look at the standings, and you look at the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference, they're the fifth best. 47-32. They've hit 60% of their games. But if you bet them on the money line every single game, which I see people in the YouTube comments doing, well, you've taken a bath. You've lost almost 24 units.
Wow.
Yep. Here's where
That
you won.
hurts.
Look at this one. You beat the Knicks. You won $6.41. You beat the Nuggets. You won $9. Beat the Sixers, you won $7. I mean, this just doesn't get it done. Here's beating the Milwaukee Bucks of all teams, betting them on the money line. You won $5.60 on a $10 bet.
Oh, that's painful.
So what's going on here with the money line on the Utah Jazz and teams like that is that you're taking big hits when you lose.
Yeah.
And when you win, you're making very, very small profits. So it's the opposite. It's the inverse of what you're trying to do. It's high risk, low reward. When people think that, well, I have the better team and they're just going to win, that your head says to you, well, it's less risky, right? But actually, it's actually more risky. And here are the numbers that prove it. This is proof. It's not like, oh, I don't want to take it's less risky for me to take the money line. No, it's way more risky. Look at the chart.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's the opposite of what you would think. It'd be like, oh, well, they'll at least win the game. They might not cover the spread, but they'll at least win. And then if they happen to win, well, here's your payoff. $7 on 10, $9 on 10, $5.60 on $10. $7 on 10, $5.30 on a $10 bet. So when you lose, you're losing, and when you win, you're barely winning. So it's the opposite of what you think it is. People think it's low risk, but it's actually high risk, low reward. It's exactly what the books want you to do.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
is how they stay in business.
Yeah.
I went to the Circa when I was in Vegas. I told you guys, it is, phenomenal. With the screens and stuff. I don't love the casino because they don't have the Wi-Fi issues, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna have $50 minimum crap tables, you gotta have free Wi-Fi. But here's
Oh, for sure you
so
do.
here's what laying the points look like on the Utah Jazz this season. So you still got whipped, but you actually lost 5 or 6 less units because they're only 193.40 as opposed to the other way. But the Jazz have been horrible. Look at the other teams. The Nuggets with a winning record. You lost money. You lost money on them, betting them with the spread. There's our Lakers. These betting tools
is now I have to
betting
refer to
tools are
them.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, they're absolutely phenomenal.
Amazing.
Right? It gives people such a great understanding.
Mills saying that about my alternate line bets that I do in baseball. And we'll be doing plenty of those on the show. I'm excited about it. But anyways, Joe, let's go over today's NBA schedule. We owe it to everybody. It's part of what we do here on the show is actually do picks at some point. And
we do.
There's only 6 games. I've got 3 premium picks, so I don't have a ton. I can still talk about these games. And of course, with the betting tools, I was able to give out plenty of picks this morning because I gave out some first quarters and stuff like that too, which have been great. The Celtics 16-0 in the first quarter as a favorite, as a road favorite or something. It was on the tools this morning. I saw it. I did it on the live show because I was like, "What?" Yeah. Here it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it's crazy. Boston Celtics 16 in a row in the first quarter as road favorites. Look at some of these things today. Anaheim Ducks 12 losses in a row.
And they're facing Calgary today.
Calgary, the worst puck line team in this spot.
Worst.
Right? So it's like there's nothing there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know hockey, but I know from the betting tools, So these are some of the streaks from today. But I thought that Boston Celtics and the Nets, right? I mean, Pistons. And here's the Celtics. Actually, though, for the game, they don't cover, but that first quarter. Here's baseball. Baseball's already out there. Look, we already got baseball up.
Love it.
Yep. Tomorrow, opening day. Ron Romanelli will have a baseball show.
Awesome.
Kind of like
Kick that off tomorrow.
Kind of like Puck and Crazy, but
nice.
Puck and Romanelli.
Puck and Romanelli. I like it.
All right, well, let's get to it. Got the Pistons taking on the Mavericks. Got the Knicks and the Nets. Either of these two do anything for you, Joe?
I got to grab the Pistons plus the points here against the Maverick. I think we'll see the Pistons defense just show up tonight and keep this one tighter than the number. I do think the Mavericks win this game, but I don't think it's an 8.5, 9-point game. So I'm looking at that one to go tighter. And then give me the over between the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks. I think we have a higher scoring one in this one. And the Knicks are trending so nicely to that over. And I think that they're going to keep this one tighter with Brooklyn. So I've got to take the over. About you?
Dallas Mavericks, first half wins as favorites versus the Detroit Pistons, 6-0. I'm taking the Mavericks in the first half. You can see it right there on the screen. The other one from this is New York Knicks, money line. Brooklyn Nets, 0-7 as favorites on the second leg of a back-to-back, straight up. Right here.
Back-to-back kills them.
Yeah, they're on the back-to-back. The back-to-back breaks their back. So that's what I think of those two games. I actually got compliments on my intro for the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes.
Sweet.
You never get compliments on like stuff like that. It's always most people say you got to get rid of it. It's like one of the first intros or outros I've ever had that people liked it. It's short, that's why.
Well, that's good. I haven't checked it out, so I'll have to make sure I go check it out, Mitch.
Roberto Delgado, do you find your first quarter bets in the NBA better to bet on the money line live than pregame with the points? For instance, the book has Boston first quarter -2.5. I only go by what the betting tools have right there. So it's not first quarters and halves in NBA are not something that I generally have done until the betting tools came out. So I've just been following them exactly, and they've been hitting. So I mean, I just follow it to how they do it. But I certainly don't do it live. I don't. Yeah. That's a bad time of day for me. I'm right now I'm like my time is super thin. I'm not like one of these people that's going to sit here and talk about how busy I am. But if you can't figure it out, by looking at our YouTube channel and looking at the content on the two websites, and the betting tools that are rolling out and everything else behind it, just because I'm in front of the camera here for an hour or two a day doesn't mean I'm not doing anything else the rest of the day. That's for sure. So I can't rely on in-game live betting, but we do have some live betting tools that we're going to be coming out, and I'll know more about those tonight, and those will answer that question for you. It's actually going to be even better than that. Yeah, these are going to be awesome. Awesome.
Fantastic. I can't wait, Mitch.
Can't wait. I love that people can't copy them.
It's perfect.
I told you, someone told me they tried to contact a programmer to copy our betting tools. They talked to like 10 different programmers. They're all like, no chance.
Oh, wow.
No chance.
Yeah.
It's like, we cannot do it.
Intro reminds Robert of the Grateful Dead days.
It's kind of like the disco version, right? It's kind of like that happy music, happy disco version.
Oh, nice.
Right. The music. When Tiger Woods won his last Masters, I gave out that pick on a video that I did, my Masters picks, and I gave out Tiger Woods in that video, and it hit at gigantic odds. But I think this year, too many people are on him, and I think that I don't think it's going to happen. Obviously golf is more exciting when Tiger Woods is playing, but I don't see it happening this season, this year. I mean, in this thing, no way. I think that he'll play well. He can make it exciting, but I think that to just walk onto the course and be able to win at the Masters, I don't think he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask.
And if there's anyone that can, it's Tiger Woods. But not going to bank on it. That's for sure. Anyways, Atlanta Hawks and the Washington Wizards, and then the Bulls and the Celtics.
I can't trust the Wizards to get the cover here. I'm going to have to lay the 10.5 with the Hawks. It's the only way I can go. I think they get another nice home win in this one. Wizards defense is just being completely struggling, and I think the Hawks are able to capitalize on that and have a big night. And then I'm looking at the Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls game under that total. I think we have a lower scoring one in this. The Bulls defense finally has to get off the bench, and I think they do in this one. So I'm looking at the under.
I bet $80 on the Washington Wizards money line yesterday, and it paid $541.30. So definitely playing with house money on the Wizards right now. But I don't know. The Hawks are putting up a lot of points, but the Wizards have been amazing on the back-to-back. When I did the video, I didn't realize how good they were on the back-to-back. This is one where I took the Hawks in the video, but I gotta say, I think I like the Wizards. I could easily go on the Wizards again, but I took the Wizards money line yesterday. I took 2 money line big dogs yesterday, and the one that I gave out in Mitch's money line bombs was the wrong one. I gave out the Pacers as the money line bomb, but I bet the Pacers. I bet $80 on the Pacers and $80 on the Wizards money line yesterday. 2 double-digit dogs. And the Pacers were were getting blown out at halftime, out, and they got it to within 6, and then they lost by the Pacers. But the Wizards just beat the crap out of the Timberwolves. I mean, they just beat the crap out of them. So, I don't know. I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I bet you were. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely, that's how I bet. I mean, for the most part. I go with those which people say, oh, that's high risk, or whatever. No, the charts say the opposite. The charts say the opposite, right?
Yeah, people don't understand that. They need to.
So. I can't say it enough, I just can't say it enough that the numbers do not prove out that betting big favorites on the money line is a good bet. The numbers do not show that. The Wizards are one of the worst money line teams, but not yesterday.
No.
They went from the worst money line team to 27th.
Okay. Got a little bit of movement there.
Yeah. 500 units.
Yeah.
Or 5 units. This chart actually is not updated to reflect it. Oh, you know what it is? No, it should. This chart should reflect it. First. No, this doesn't. This chart is not updated. I don't know. They were definitely a massive winner yesterday. Anyways, the Bulls and the Celtics. This is another one that I gave out the Celtics on the video. Not so sure I can stick with them here. Like we saw that first quarter all day, So that's going to be mine. 16 in a row in the first quarter. Take the Celtics. First quarter. 16
Can't jump off that
in
trend.
a row. 16 in a row. 16
it's a great trend. Wow.
In a row.
Definitely going to put some money on that after this. It's a good one.
Utah Jazz versus the OKC Thunder Buddies for life. And the Clippers, now 2.5-point favorites over the Phoenix Suns.
Wow, that's moved quite a bit from this morning. 1-point favorites earlier this morning, Mitch.
That usually means that somebody is not playing. And
I doubt anyone's playing for the Suns, right? They don't want to get injured at this point, do they? They really want to have a strong game here?
Well, we know that Chris Paul, has been, injured plenty for them.
Yeah.
Last year, remember, he got injured. And, the Clippers continue to play hard. So.
Are they solidified right now in their spots in the playoffs? I was pretty sure they were.
Yes.
Right? So there's no movement that's going to happen. Give me the under in this one. Give me the Clippers and the under. I think this is just a slower paced, go through the motions kind of game in this one. So, and then how can you not take OKC plus 17.5 points now? Wow. This line just keeps going and going and going. I don't know. I don't think the Jazz come out and blow them out of the water by 20 points in this one.
Well, the Jazz have a ton to play for here, but according to the betting tools,
just need the win. Could see 15 points, maybe 15-point win, get comfortable at that 12, 15 mark, but wow. It's a lot.
There you can see it.
Yep, that back-to-back.
Jazz 7 in a row that they've lost on the back-to-back. All right. What's up in hockey today? Anything?
Yeah, we got 5 games in hockey today, so there's some good ones. Calgary's playing those Ducks, and like you said, not great on the puck line. The Calgary Flames, 36-33 on the season, 18-15 on the road. Ducks are strong, though, at home on that puck line. So it'll be an interesting game. And then we got Vegas and Vancouver, Seattle and the St. Louis Blues. And Detroit and and Tampa and Washington. So most exciting game. Well, definitely is the Calgary game for me. But we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Washington Capitals, and that's going to be a really solid, good game. Tampa's the favorite on the road here, and Washington has a chance of pulling off a home upset, so it'll be interesting.
For the first time this season, I'm looking at the NHL standings.
Nice.
So I can see why you're excited. Calgary is tied for first. They're ahead by points against Edmonton, but way ahead in the loss column.
Yeah, Edmonton.
Way ahead.
Yeah, but you know what? We've got a couple games that we still have to play up on them. So
just 2. Yeah, Calgary's clearly ahead. How many games are left in an NHL season?
Oh, we go to the end of the month. I don't know how many games there is, to be honest with you.
Like
off the top of my head,
like in the NBA, there's 82 games.
Yeah.
So it ends on Sunday. Is the end of the NBA season. NHL season. Number of games.
It's so many.
Well,
I think we're 80 something.
95 games.
95? Okay.
Yep.
Does that include playoffs or no?
Oh, wait. No, this is a different thing.
Because I think 81 or 82? I think it's even. 82 or 84.
82 games. 82. So they got to be winding down as well here.
Yeah.
So they played, I'm looking at 45 and 49, 15, and 6. I always hate this, the way they do the standings. So they've played 70. So they have about a dozen games. So there's about 2 weeks left in the NHL season.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably ends like not next Sunday, but the following Sunday is when it probably ends. NBA ends this Sunday.
Yeah.
Is the last game of the season. Everybody's playing on Sunday. So that will be it. And then the playoffs will begin. The play-in games will begin. When did the NBA? The NBA play-in games are April 12th.
Okay.
Through 15th. So the NBA, they love spacing things way out. They just love doing that. It's like the play-in tournament is the 12th through 15th.
Yep. 12th through 15th. Okay.
I hate the play-in. Hate it.
Yeah.
So the play-in 12th through the 15th, and then on April 16th. So today is the 6th. The end of the season will be. Oh, so actually, it's not that far. It's not that bad. So the season will end on the 9th, which is Sunday. The 10th on Sunday. The play-in will begin on Tuesday. So just Monday will be the only day off. So
okay.
So maybe the NHL and Major League Baseball will have a schedule on those days. April. I'm sure baseball will. Let's see. Major League
NHL
Baseball.
should.
Baseball has a really good card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 games on that day that the NBA takes off. And then the day the NBA playoffs start, Major League Baseball has 15 games, including some day game action. So, yeah, plenty. That's the beauty of the beginning of the baseball season. There's always a lot of day games. Tomorrow we have the Cubs and the Brewers. We got Washington and the Mets day game. Kansas City, Cleveland day game. The Guardians make their initial appearance. How many times will we call them something else? Cardinals against the Pirates, the Braves and the Reds. The Yankees-Red Sox has been postponed.
Oh, already?
And the Twins-Mariners has been postponed.
Okay, what happened there?
I don't know.
That's odd. Wow.
Weather.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, so we still have regular season games in hockey on Friday, April 29th. And
It'll
then I think we go into playoffs.
be the same matchup on Friday. So that game was supposed to be the opener for baseball this year at 1:05 Eastern time, but it's going to be 1:05 Eastern time on Friday, and then so the Cubs Brewers game will be the opening day game at 2:20 Eastern time.
Nice.
All right. Seattle, Minnesota also postponed. Snow. Yeah, this is the problem.
In Minnesota, then?
I don't know, but this is
I was
always
going to say that can't be in Seattle.
This is the problem that I have every year with baseball is that, this year they're starting late, and I usually say, it's usually that they have this horrible weather at the beginning of the season. I always say they started it too early.
Yep. So when do you think they should start? May to September?
I think it should end on Labor Day. The regular season should end on Labor Day. They should have the postseason. All the games are played during the week.
Yeah.
Or prime time only on prime time in the weekends, and that would be that. Start it whenever you want, but you want to have snow games and whatever, you do whatever the hell you want. But at Labor Day, it's like after Labor Day, everyone checks out of baseball.
Thank you for sending me that video of that hit where the guy thought where he slid at second and he got that home run. Which game was that again?
That was the Tigers, Miguel Cabrera last year, opening day. He hit a home run. He slid into second base. He couldn't see the ball clearing the fence through the snow.
It's crazy. That would have been nasty weather to play in. That's for sure. When I think of baseball, I never think of snow.
Well, thanks everyone for. Oh, we have a parlay for today. I'm going to just use the parlay tool.
Yeah, let's do a parlay here. I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues on the puck line. So the -1.5 on the St. Louis Blues. And I take the under between the Vancouver Canucks and the Vegas Golden Knights. And then give me the Hawks laying the points.
All right, mine's all tennis. We got the under 20.5 in Zhang versus Liu with Paul at +125 against Kyrgios, and then Paolini +4.5 against Pegula. $10 pays 87.75. There it is, tennis expertise.
Look at you and your tennis knowledge. That's awesome. Yeah, those betting tools, though, are absolute fire, guys. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do so. You doing a betting tools show today, Mitch?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have an awesome day.
Bye, guys.